Hello, once again, everybody, to another filler art video. Today we are going to be drawing a Silleon. All right, let's get into it. I am so grateful that this week's episode is just a couple of quadrupedal little duders. So, if you can't quite tell as of yet, I kind of just wanted to lean into the whole like Silverly but baby, because although technically we have the Prevo in the form of type null, for years all I've heard and all I've really been like seeing is that evolution probably shouldn't count, considering it's, let's just get rid of a big old mask on his head. Now, unfortunately, for this quick mock-up here that I was doing, it looks almost like a Bulbasaur, but as we get along, you'll see that I kind of decided to stray away from that. So, now that we have that mock-up all cleared here, now I'm going to spend way too much time trying to just make these domes to give him these little paws sticking up off the top of the screen there, or bottom of the screen rather. Going with the little neck frills, because I don't know, they're just adorable. I don't really have a justification for anything that I do in any of these. I start drawing and then it seems cute, or it seems like it fits the motif and I like it. And in the end, isn't that what really matters? Now, I started off giving him this little cheery disposition about him, all like, "Hi guys, how you doing? How's it going?" Maybe should have had a cut there. I don't know. What I ended up doing at that moment was I was trying to see about other Pokemon, like mouth fill, to see if it was exactly necessary to have like a tongue fill on the inside. And in the end, kind of just decided against it. But now we're giving him the little pupper ears, because although Silvally is this big chimera beast looking guy, I wanted our little Silvally Prevo guy to kind of look as if he had only had a couple of these genetic modifications done. So he's more or less the same little pupper dude, just he's not fully given up on things happening to him. Which is a little sad now that I'm wording this out loud, and I'd like to apologize in advance. But now here, I wanted to kind of lean into the whole type null has that face shielding type of thing. Because, I don't know, there's some part of my brain that was saying that it was a restrictor. Comment down below if you remember why type null had that big old helmet. I'm sure it's in the Pokedex entry, but... So, that being said, I decided we were going to give him this kind of blindfold thing, kind of restrict his powers, / foreshadow to the various different modifications that went on to make him into the Silvally that we know. So here I am cleaning off those pretty little arrow eyes. Super unfortunate, but you know, when you're trying to keep in the lore, even if it's lore that you've made up in your head. But I also ended up changing it from being like the head feather thing to being more of the mohawk, as the bit of throwback to Flareon's design because of its little fur tuft that it has in between its ears. There are so many things between the two of these initial mons that just easily carry over, and it's you almost have to pick and choose which side you want to lean to more. But as we're continuing on here, we are going to be doing the eye regions of Silveli's face, because if you remember, before it has that kind of steel upper jaw, it has these blackened out patterns around its eyes. And then we're gonna go in here and give him his little orangey red, kind of brick-ish colored ears, along with filling the inside of his mouth with that same color. You know, reduce, reuse. Try to keep within a consistent color palette so that if people want to make a sprite out of it, it's easier. You know. Oh. But the fun thing about the coloring process is it just kind of gives us more time to talk. I legitimately do like Silveli from a design perspective. And I regularly do name it Nina. You know, if you know, you know. But I don't know, there's just something about its base form that kind of just hits just right. I like the concept of the Chimera, you know, the whole multiple beings kind of bred into one. Or maybe not bred per se, but kind of forced into one. Not in the sense of I like the unending pain and suffering that the lore of the Chimera tends to go along with, but the design aspect that these Chimera could effectively be a combination of anything. It, especially as someone who does a lot of fusion art related things, it's an interesting concept to be able to play around with, because at the end of the day, when you're fusing these mons together, we're just making more chimeras. But now here we're going to be going through and we're going to be doing our cleaning process, where we go through and flash through our different layers, make sure that anything that needs to be cleaned up is cleaned up as we're going. And then on to masking off our shadows. I started off with our black layer like usual. I went a little bit more thick on the initial lining because I was making a bit bigger of a portrait on this one. And I did go back and clean it up a little bit later, so don't worry. It doesn't have as many full stops, and it's not as jagged going into the final product. But here we're giving his band a little bit of that shadowing. I tend to do a lot of facing the light shadowing, and I'm hopefully in future artistry videos like this, I'll work on different lighting angles. And I'll try to keep it in mind. I know that there's certain things that I keep saying that I'm trying to work on or trying to keep in mind. Honestly, I just had to forget about it. Otherwise, I would probably be doing it more frequently. But yeah, so see it right here, I'm going through and I'm cleaning up some of these more juddery lines, and I'm giving it a little bit more gradual of a slope where the shadow is coming off. Which, you know, I'm putting in all of this effort to fix up these little end nubbins, and I tend to just go fade out and blur those the harsh shadowing lines in the end anyway, so I could maybe be saving myself some time there. But oh well, it makes for a longer experience of me being able to chat with you folks that decide that you want to watch this and have this kind of experience of seeing how these different Pokemon fusions are made. Interestingly enough, this whole kind of storytelling narrative through everything that I do for these videos. I completely unrelated, by the way, to what we were just prior talking about, but the idea of just giving viewers this time where I'm just kind of rambling and talking about whatever comes to mind actually comes from another PokeTuber, PM7, John, maybe should put a better space there, PM7, formerly Pokemon7, his name is John. He, don't remember his I guess third channel's name at the moment. I want to say it's John Michael or something to that avail. Like John Michael Plays. But he does a lot of the similar things where he's just kind of giving a narrative and telling a story over whatever content he decided he wanted to post in that week. But speaking of narrating, I should probably get back into this. So I decided we didn't have enough representation of Flareon. So that is why I went through and gave the facial bandana a little, or maybe not bandana, the blindfold, if you will. That kind of yellowish color coming off of the yellow fur tufts of Flareon. But with that, I will link John's channel down below in the description. This has been yet another filler art episode. Thank you guys all for watching. Like I mentioned earlier, comment down below if you remember what Silvalley's Type Null helmet thing was all about. If you liked the video, feel free to hit the like button. If you dislike the video, that's just as fine as well. There's a button down there for that too. If you want to see more of my content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, or just you can go to my channel and keep watching. Thank you all so much, and bye.